Hello, the people. On 3rd September, we're going to see the biggest UK pay-per-view ever in WWE history. WWE will ensure that it's a good show with some good matches, some dream matches, and with Triple H at charge, it should definitely be a good show. But I'm going to start off with Edge versus Finn Balor.
Hey Finn, how's it going, man?
A classic, a match that I think should have happened at SummerSlam. A match long time in the making, I think 2 or 3 months. And Edge versus Balor, it's finally time they have a match. I was gonna do a stipulation match, I felt like no holds barred, first blood, something like that, cause Judgment Day. But I feel the best possible match would just be a one-on-one singles match. Build on from that and have like a 3-match feud with Edge and Finn Balor. These two will definitely have a classic and a fun match to watch and open the show. After that, we move on to the second match on the show, AJ Styles versus Tommaso Ciampa. Now, finally, we're going to get this match.
Cap! Totally cap! That means lie!
We wanted it for a long time. Triple H is giving it to us. AJ Ciampa, just do it. Get it done at Clash at the Castle. This will again be another fantastic match between the two. Two good work styles, two good in-ring wrestlers. They could tell a good story. They kind of started it with the Bobby Lashley US title thing, but they need to get into fruition and build that feud. AJ Styles, Tommaso Ciampa, get it done for Clash at the Castle. Moving on to probably the worst match of the night, a match that I didn't want, but I'm just adding it because I have to, and I want to get some UK wrestlers wrestling in the United Kingdom. So I'm gonna have the Usos versus the Brawling Brutes, that is Ridge Holland and Sheamus.
Don't care.
Now I would have done Ridge Holland and Pete Dunne. You know, Ridge Holland and Pete Dunne. The Usos versus Ridge Holland and Pete Dunne.
Don't care.
I don't want Sheamus. It won't be that good of a match, but we are getting Pete Dunne and Ridge Holland both from England or something. So I'm just adding them here. Of course the Usos will win, but the home crowd will back the Brawling Brutes. And it'll be an okay match, probably the worst one of the night.
Whoa!
So let's just move on. The fourth match on the show, it's Bayley versus Bianca Belair. They're building the match. We'll get the match. Dakota Kai and Io Sky and Dakota Kai will probably win the women's tag titles.
Psych!
And I think they're a tag team that makes sense, unlike most of the tag teams in the competition. I think we'll eventually get Io Sky and Dakota Kai versus maybe Sasha Banks and Naomi at like WrestleMania, or maybe at the Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, something like that. We could get that. But Bayley versus Belair, they've been building it. It'll be a good match, and I think this feud it'll stretch, I think, till the Royal Rumble, and then they'll have the 4 horsewomen's clash or something. I think they'll have Bayley win the title. They should do that. They'll have Bayley, Banks, Becky, and Charlotte, or if Banks is in the women's tag title match, they'll have Belair instead in that match at Mania. Bayley, Belair, fresh feud. It's time they have a match. They're building the feud. They probably will, and they'll announce it soon. They may have announced it, I'm not sure.
No.
But anyways, let's move on to the 5th match on the show, and finally we should get this match here. Seth Rollins versus Matt Riddle.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
I wanted to see it at SummerSlam. I was excited for it. I knew it would be a good match. They didn't give it to us. I thought maybe Seth will get like a mystery opponent. He didn't. But I think this is the time we see the match. Maybe Randy Orton returns. Maybe Randy Orton somehow returns. I don't see it happening. I think Randy Orton, if he returns, maybe he attacks Riddle when he comes back, and they set up Riddle versus Randy for WrestleMania. It'll be a great story. Now the upcoming pay-per-views are going to be used to like set up the WrestleMania matches, the big WrestleMania matches, dream matches for WrestleMania 39. So they should use it like that, and they should also push NXT talent, give them some wins. It's like Karen Cross, Gunther, guys like those. After that, moving on, we have Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler. Now I do believe Shayna Baszler should beat Liv Morgan for the title.
What did he say?
But not now. Now I feel Shayna Baszler should win the title somewhere down the road, so we can get Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey. It'll be a really amazing match. Maybe in a UFC cage or something. It'll be just amazing. Like these two, we wanted to see them fight. Finally, Shayna Baszler is getting that push.
Are you sure about that?
So Liv Morgan, Baszler, I think they'll have some cheap way where Liv Morgan wins. and maybe down the road Shayna Baszler wins the title. Moving on to our co-main event, not our main event, our co-main event and my favorite match of the night. And because it's my favorite, I'm making it no holds barred. It's Gunther versus Bill Goldberg. Now this won't be your normal Goldberg 5-minute squash. I made it no holds barred. I think Goldberg can go for like 10-15 minutes. He can, I think he can. If Brock Lesnar can go for 40 minutes or 30 minutes in the last man standing, so can Goldberg. Okay, he may not be able to, but Gunther can do most of the work. It'll be a really good match just to put over Gunther. It'll be like this proper fight, these two big men.
Made me happy, made me smile. Nice.
Eventually, I want to see Gunther win, obviously. This match is to put over Gunther. If Goldberg is to win, it'll be foul. Okay, so Goldberg shouldn't win. And I think they can do something with Gunther and Ilya Dragunov down the line. You know, to retell that story that happened in NXT UK. I think that'll be quite cool. Now moving on to the announced match, our main event that was decided like 5 years ago when they decided on this pay-per-view. It's Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. Now I'm going to talk about this match for a bit. I'd like to see Drew McIntyre win. I'd like to see him win one of the titles, not both obviously. Should win the WWE title. I don't want him to hold on to it because I want Drew versus Cena at WrestleMania. Maybe he drops it to like an AJ Styles, a Seth Rollins, who can have a match against Cody Rhodes. They can do something like that at WrestleMania. So I want Drew to win one of the titles. I don't think Roman should retain both. It should be, I think, a single title match, like Roman versus Drew just for the WWE title. Something like that. And Drew McIntyre wins. Maybe they do Roman versus Cross for the Universal title and Roman versus Drew for the WWE title. Something like that. I think they're going to do something like that. Something down that road. Or they could just have Roman Drew for the single WWE title, and then they do Roman versus Cross at Crown Jewel or whatever the next event is. Roman and Cross are going to be a great feud, by the way. And I think if Drew wins, it's going to be like he cost Roman Reigns the title, and then this big feud between Roman and Cross takes place till like TLC or the last event of the year. But yes, as of now, I think Drew McIntyre should win one of the titles. I think it should be the WWE title because Roman has to have this like amazing Universal title reign. So that's it, I think, for this show. Now I do feel we're going to get some cool returns on the show. I feel Ilya Dragunov will come back. I feel some of the UK wrestlers will come back. Not like your Johnny Garganos, The Fiend. Maybe we get The Fiend. So that's it for this one. I hope Clash of the Castle is a good show, a worth watching show. I hope Triple H gives us a good match card with some solid matches, some matches that make sense. I don't want to see Gunther versus Nakamura at Clash of the Castle. That's like a SmackDown match. And let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. How would you book Clash of the Castle? And that's it for this one.